Yeah, I think that's a really common thing to have people worry about because a lot of our pets are overweight and it kind of skews what's normal now. So an ideal weight pet is one where when you look at them from above, they have a little hourglass, like as their ribs end, their waist comes in a little. And also with dogs, we expect their stomachs to have a little bit of a tuck or a rise in them. So if you kind of feel the very bottom of the rib cage, it should go up a little from there. So if your dog or cat has that hourglass figure, they're probably at a good weight. So determining if they're too thin, you should feel their backbone. If you can kind of feel every ridge of their backbone, that's too thin. It's okay to see a few ribs and the last 2 or 3 in a dog. You shouldn't see every rib. And then also feeling like their pelvic bones near the tail. You should be able to easily feel them, but they shouldn't be really sticking out where you can see them readily. So one trick we kind of use is if a patient is too thin, then if you kind of make a fist with your knuckles and you rub your finger over the knuckles like that, if the ribs are sticking out like that, that would be too thin. You kind of make a flat hand and kind of feel your knuckles. That's about how ribs should feel. And if you flip your hand over and feel your knuckles, that would be too overweight where you're not able to feel the ribs anymore. So that can be a little way to gauge it as well. Yeah, so weight loss for the most part comes down to having fewer calories go in than what goes out. So you can take what your dog or your cat is currently eating and just gradually decrease it. So what you'd want to do is, on day 1, weigh your dog, weigh your cat so that you know where you're starting. And then I would cut them down a little bit in their food, wait another couple of weeks and weigh them again and see if they're actually losing some weight. Now we don't want them to lose too quickly, but if they're losing it kind of slow and gradually, then you can just kind of keep cutting them back a little bit until they start to actually lose weight. And when they're in a good weight loss spot, keep it going a little bit. If you have any trouble with weight loss, like they're not losing or you're worried they're losing too quickly or they're having a lot of hunger or begging behaviors, definitely talk to your veterinarian as well. They're there to help you with weight loss and can definitely help you kind of make a more formal plan to be effective as well. Yeah, so those labels that are on the bags of food, they may be too much for your pet, and you should always base it on what you want your pet to weigh. So meaning, if your pet is overweight, we don't want to feed the overweight. We don't want to feed the extra fat. We want to feed their lean weight and what they should be. So if your dog is 40 pounds and you want your dog to be 30 pounds, feed them for a 30-pound dog on that chart. And then also think about your dog's activity. Those charts are based on pretty active dogs. So if you've got a couch potato that doesn't move a whole lot, maybe go a little bit, 10 to 20% less than what that chart says, because that may hit your dog a little bit better than the chart. Yeah, so cats, similar to dogs, we want to feed them based on what they should weigh, not necessarily their current weight if they're overweight. So if you have a cat that currently weighs 11 pounds and should weigh 9 pounds, feed them for a 9-pound cat on that bag. And then also keep in mind, oftentimes the bags are kind of based on cats that maybe have a little higher activity level than a lot of our house cats do today. So if your cat is indoor only, doesn't move a whole lot, then it's probably safe to go ahead and cut back by about 10 to 20% on that feeding guideline as well, just knowing your cat's not very active and if they need to lose a little bit of weight too.